Happy birthday to yous. Happy birthday to yous. Happy birthday, dear Boba Hicks. Happy birthday to you. It's the hardest part of the ring. It's the hardest part of the ring. Sometimes you go over the top rope and you bang your head on the ring apron. And that's when you feel like a big dope, 'cause they're the worst bumps you could be taking. It's the hardest part of the ring. It's the hardest part of the ring. Now just the claps. It's the hardest part of the ring. It's the hardest part of the ring. Ba-da-ba-da. Hey, welcome to the hardest part of the ring. That was a special happy birthday, hardest part of the ring intro shout out to Mark Lennon over there in Ireland. And hello to Chris in the Netherlands as well. Great to yammer at you crazy cats, you wild savages, frothing at the mouth, chomping at the bit, dribbling down your chin, listening to podcasts like Hermit crawled out of a bucket. We're goddamn champions. What am I talking about? I don't know. We are listening to the Hulu edition with not nearly limited enough commercials of Monday Night Raw, February 15th, 2021. And we're going to have a good time. We're going to enjoy ourselves. They did as good a job as they possibly could have with a go-home show for a pay-per-view that is very hard to care about because it's the February one, and it's tricky because you want something to happen because it's an event, but not too much stuff can happen because it messes up WrestleMania. And we know we're probably not getting new champions or new heavyweight champions of any stature or of any grave importance. So there are some things that happen on this show that were very important. They tickled my fancy, so while we're saving trees, hugging whales, kissing hands, and shaking babies, we're going to talk about Monday Night Raw, February 15th, which opens with Hulk Hogan slamming Andre the Giant. Sorry, the sniffle. They like to show us they like to remind us from when it was fun. Up top of the show. I mean, Hogan slamming Andre, that happened in 1987. I'm not very good at math, but that was 64 years ago. Okay, it was a long time. In front of 93,173 people and 6 dogs. Don't ask. The announcers tell us we're at the award-winning critically acclaimed Thunderdome. They never told us what award the Thunderdome won. Was it most seizures induced? What the hell was the award? I want to know what award they gave themselves that they said they won. But this is when they tell us there's going to be a gauntlet tonight. So all 6 competitors who are in the Elimination Chamber this coming Sunday, they're going to wrestle in matches, and who's ever 1-2 of them start, and then the winner faces the next one. And whoever is the last one to win the thing, what happens? I forget. Oh yeah, they become the last entrant in the Elimination Chamber. There's the fan in me which hates that because isn't the order the most important thing? Isn't that the fun of it, just like the Rumble? But then on the other hand, all things considered, that notwithstanding, be that as it may, I guess once the 5th entrant enters, you already know who the 6th entrant is anyway. So it doesn't matter. But then on the other hand, again, when the 4th entrant is already in, I already know who 5th and 6th are. So yeah, I was right the first time. So 1/3 of this match is no longer a surprise. That would be like saying we're going to tell you 10 of the Rumble entrants beforehand. That's why I was so annoyed when they told us there was Edge and Orton starting off this year. About a month ago for whenever the Royal Rumble was, a couple of weeks ago. Because I don't want to know that. We don't need to know that. It's not part of the story. I don't know if they're going to do that for SmackDown as well. But let's see what happens here. Miz TV. Drew McIntyre shows up shirtless for Miz TV and summons the Thundercats. And then let's move this along. Miz says the things he has to say, and then Drew headbutts him. I like this. Drew said very little. The babyface did what the babyface said he was going to do. Drew warned him, "If you interrupt me again, I'm gonna kick your ass." And then Miz interrupted him again, and Drew kicked his ass. The babyface did what he said he was gonna do. The babyface must always do what he or she, what he or she says they're going to do. If they don't do that, then they are liars. So unless they are cheated or robbed of earnestly trying to do what they promised they would do, they are liars and not good baby faces. Drew did what he was supposed to do, what he said he would do. He headbutted the Miz. And Miz kept calling Drew Andy. Is that a thing? I don't know. Is that Drew's real name? Is Miz trying to be cool with this? Or I don't know what that word does. Does that signify something else? Is it a pop culture thing I don't understand? I don't know what that was. But the Miz then announces he will not be in the Elimination Chamber. Incidentally, Elimination Chamber is also the nickname for my toilet. Okie dokie. Did we need that? We didn't need it. I hope you like that joke. I'm going to make it again on Sunday. Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny is back. He's going to be around for a while, folks. Get used to it. They might as well just train him at the fucking thing. He's talking to Mandy Rose because, yay, women's revolution, but if there's a male celebrity, we need the female wrestler who's not doing anything to fawn over him. Like she isn't also a celebrity who has met celebrities before. Anyway, Damian Priest is friends with Bad Bunny, and Bad Bunny somehow ends up pinning Tozawa, who just beat R-Truth, for the 24/7 championship. So we have a major title change on this program. Bad Bunny is your new 24/7 champion, and R-Truth chasing after Bad Bunny should be fun. R-Truth makes everything entertaining, but they weren't going to have Bunny pin Truth because maybe they're saving Truth and Bunny for that big WrestleMania match. That should go on last. I don't care. I don't care. I just would end WrestleMania with Bad Bunny versus R-Truth. I don't give a shit. What's the difference? He's a champion. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods are talking to Adam Pearce. And Kofi's like, "Hey, I was a champion. Why don't you put me in the thing?" And Pearce is like, "I'm bald." I don't know what he said. I think he agreed. The Miz showed up, I think, and Miz doesn't want to be in it. He just wants to cash in on the person who wins it. He thinks maybe, and he thinks his friend John Morrison should be in a thing, but you got to be a WWE champion, which Kofi was. But Kofi and Miz will fight. Miz will fight for the right to have John Morrison in the chamber, and Kofi will fight for the right to party because his mom threw away his best porno mag. That's an old song. That song is 78 years old. But Kofi and Miz are going to fight for the right for Kofi or Miz's friend to be in the chamber. I do not know where John Morrison is on this night, but that's what's going to happen. We recap Charlotte and Asuka. Oh, things get fun here. Lacey Evans, Peyton Royce, and the Nature Boy Ric Flair. One of these things is not like the other. The three of them enter. Call me crazy. Not to. Did anyone else's eyeballs just go straight to Peyton Royce while the three of them are on the screen? I mean, good God. You know, why does Peyton care? Like, that's right, Charlotte. My tag team partner, who I don't like, is having sex with your dad, so take that, I think. Boy, no one thought of the two iconics splitting up that Billy Kay would be the more talked about of the two, but things happen. Then I just wrote in my notes, I wrote, "Oh no," and I underlined it. So Peyton Royce has a tag match against Charlotte and Asuka. And finally, when she tags, Peyton Royce will not get in the ring. And she announces that she is pregnant. She is having a baby. She is with child. Seed has been implanted in Lacey Evans. A man has ejaculated into her vagina. And she will have a human spawn because of the fertilized egg from the male sperm. Do you understand? You understand? Okay, you got it. You got it. Okay. I assumed this was all a work at first, but I guess people on Twitter, it's a popular social media application. Don't make me explain it all the time. What was I going to say? Was it smart? No. Screw it then. So I guess she's really pregnant. That's what the people on Twitter are saying. People are congratulating her, or there's just still more for work, and that I don't know. It seems very convenient. If she is really pregnant, you know what this means, don't you? Anyone about to wrestle Asuka gets impregnated. That's her magic powers. I think that's what the green mist does. Don't, don't ask her what's in the mist. So maybe she's really pregnant. If so, then this is over. But Charlotte looks like a boob. Leave it alone. Because she doesn't get her comeuppance, but I don't fucking know. Ric Flair is thrilled about the, the baby. Ric Flair is thrilled. Oh no. Oh no. And also, who won the match? Lacey says she's pregnant. She was legally tagged. Then they play her music. Was she counted out? She said, I'm pregnant, and they play her music, and we go to break, and fuck you. No, no, fuck you. Don't fuck me. Fuck you. Fuck me. Fuck you. Why? Who won the match? What's the official ruling? I give it 98 stars. 98 stars this match gets. Oh, Takawa versus R-Truth gets 17 stars, and Bad Bunny versus Takawa gets 48 stars. Okay, just so you know. Because you got to give the stars, man. Stars, you got to have stars. That's why I give stupid star systems, if you're new to this thing. Charlie Caruso is talking to Sheamus, and I don't remember what Sheamus said, but I think he's going to beat somebody up at the Chamber and win a championship. I imagine that he said something of that nature. Kingston and Kofi wins. This was a very good short match. I don't think it was more than 6-7 minutes. A match does not have to be long to be good. These two are pros. They're veterans. They had a back and forth. They both looked like they were trying to win the damn thing. I know I'm repetitive. I said that a lot on the NXT Takeover review. But when two guys actively look like they're trying to win it, they're probably going to have a good match. So I enjoyed Miz and Kofi, even if we've seen it 400 times. If I had to pick a favorite Kofi Miz match, it would probably be this one. Very good. Bob was happy. Who cares? Randy Orton said something, and then Alexa in the playhouse interrupts him, and she's laughing a lot. She's very giggly today, and they show her with the pentagram. Which does that step on Scarlet and Karrion Cross? No one cares, I guess. I care a little bit. Oh well. Adam Pearce is talking to Braun Strowman, and Braun Strowman thinks he should be in the chamber, and Pearce has it out of his hands. And Braun threatens him because last time he threatened him and beat him up, he got suspended. So Braun thinks it's a good idea to threaten him again. I do not understand. I thought Braun moved to SmackDown in the middle of his suspension. Who the fuck knows? What? Oh yeah, during this, almost. Let's backtrack because I forget stuff. Almost the guy. No wait, no, we're not backtracking. It was Kofi. Kofi wrestles again, and he wrestles AJ Styles in the beginning of this gauntlet thing. And the big guy almost gives a big choke slam to Xavier Woods over the barricade onto a crash pad because Xavier Woods was playing a trombone. And AJ and Kofi have a good long match, but of course Kofi's selling injury and exhaustion from a previous match to make sense. AJ wins. I think he pinned him with the forearm. I don't think he submitted him. I hope not. The other thing about this gauntlet thing, before we continue, is 5 of your 6 guys in this big main event have to lose right before it. And I mean, the problem with these things itself, the chamber itself, is that let's say there wasn't 2 of them. That confuses the damn thing. Let's just say there was one chamber main event. 5 top guys got to lose. It's one thing with the Rumble because you're going over the top rope. You're not losing. You're just not winning. Same thing with a big ladder thing. You're not losing the Money in a Bank ladder match. There's just 6 or 5 or 6 guys, or ladies or gals. They're just not winning it. But the chamber, everybody gets beat. So, that's kind of rough. And then that makes us come up with more fuck finishes. But now we're giving fuck finish. You can't win. This is the trap of the gimmick pay-per-view. People complain about the Hell in a Cell gimmick pay-per-view, and that's bad because that's caused many of booking into corners over the last 5, 6, 7 years. But man, the Chamber ain't helping. Jeez, man, the Chamber is probably worse. We just always forget about it because historically the pay-per-view never really achieves much. It just kind of keeps us busy towards to before WrestleMania. Like when it's like you're really hungry, you want, it's maybe Christmas dinner and you're bugging your mom because you're hungry, and she just like throws a piece of cheese at you or something. Like, here, this will shut you up for another half hour, just to go away, and then you'll be hungry again later. You know what I mean? It's why we have appetizers. It's why we put out the goddamn things of the celery and then the carrots and the cucumbers and the ranch for our slovenly guests who just can't have a conversation for more than 18 seconds without shoving some food in your gullet. In their gullet. Why would they feed you? I don't know. Drew McIntyre comes out to summon the Thundercats and he wrestles a long, good fight with AJ Styles. This was a good, entertaining back of two great pro wrestlers. I like how Drew wrestled here. He was extra pissed off. He was aggressive. And he just beat the crap out of AJ Styles like he would. Because, again, AJ is a top guy, but he did just wrestle a match. And he wrestled a match against a guy who wrestled already. But this made sense. Drew against a tired heel, chicken shit heel AJ should just be beating his ass. And he did. Drew was great on this. Drew was, understandably the MVP of this show. That's the championship. Drew beats AJ with the Claymore, so now Kofi and AJ are out of the gauntlet. Jeff Hardy comes out for a not quite as long, but also somewhat lengthy and a more competitive match with Drew. And again, now Drew's wrestled a match, so Jeff can get a little more in. But this is not a good mixture of two baby faces. Wasn't any longer than it needed to be. And Jeff was defeated by Drew McIntyre as well. During this match, there's a little picture-in-picture thing where they had Jeff without any makeup cut a little promo and to hype himself up for how he's going to be victorious in this contest. And Jeff, on at least 2 occasions, maybe more, tried to get the computers to chant for him. Just want to make note of that. Jeff Hardy, at least twice, maybe more, tried to get the computers to chant his name. Claymore 1, 2, 3 on Jeff. This all is one match, so I'll just give it stars at the end here. Now we know Randy Orton or Sheamus is coming out next. And it is Randy Orton, but he just beats up Drew for a minute. Doesn't really do much until the lights go out and Alexa Bliss is on all the computers and she's laughing. Hey, and this is the first time in like 2 years the referee remembered there's a count-out rule and counts Randy Orton out of the match. Which was a good way you had to get rid of Orton, because you can't have Drew beat 2 guys and beat Orton. That's just kind of goofy. And it really don't need to be devaluing Orton. I think this kind of plays credence to the idea of the Fiend being the one who prevents Orton from being successful at the Chamber, which I know I said and we all, maybe others said would happen at the Rumble, but it did not. But if it's going to happen, if we're doing Orton and Fiend in some kind of blow-off at Mania, that needs to happen at Chamber. This is what you do with Chamber. It's a more specific setup of WrestleMania. Rumble is a vague setup. It's the beginning of the road, on the road to WrestleMania. What happens next? Sheamus, he attacks, his music plays, he attacks Drew from behind. And the referee kind of acted like a referee here, so I like that. He was asking Drew, do you want to continue? Are you sure? Yes, okay, I'm going to do it. He can't really say ring the bell, because technically the bell should have rung like a 40 minutes ago, where the hell it is, but you get the idea. I stopped taking notes. I always do this during the last match. I just kind of throw it down and go, I think Sheamus won. I think Sheamus beat him with like a brogue kick or something. Maybe there was some tomfoolery in it, but I would imagine that would make sense. Sheamus would be the last one in the Chamber. Because why would Drew have pinned him? Yeah, I'm going to say Sheamus won. That's probably what happened. There's no way of knowing. I can't research the thing. Oh, pardon me. Well, there you go. That's Monday Night Raw. Whenever it's Hulu, which always misses a segment or two, and usually, I'm not trying to be funny, I'm just telling the truth, over the years, it's almost always at least one of the women's matches. And the tag teams, the men's tag teams, suffer from Hulu. And I saw no MVP, no Hurt Business, no Lashley, no Riddle. I saw Keith wasn't on the show anyway, but if Riddle, Lashley, and Hurt Business were on the program at all, or Ali or Retribution, whoever, well, they were not on Hulu. So I don't know the answer. I didn't see any Shayna. I didn't see any Nia. Doesn't mean they weren't on the show. It means I didn't see them. No Dana Brooke. Mandy only showed up with the Bad Bunny guy. That's it. Oh, the Gauntlet match. The Gauntlet match gets 4,621 stars. That's how many stars it gets. It was pretty good. And that is the hardest part of the ring. I'll see, and you'll hear from me in a couple of days for the follow up NXT edition to take over. I imagine it's going to be a lot of Johnny Gargano wondering what happened to Austin Theory, or maybe not caring because he still has his championship against Kushida. The pregnancy. If Lacey Evans is really pregnant, then okay. Yeah. The internet fans are not kind to Lacey Evans. I think Lacey Evans. Have I gone on this rant before? I'm sure I have. There's briefly, there's more to her, I think, than the crap they give her. Yeah, like I've said before, she's not as good as Alexa or Carmella, or Carmella is making the chicken salad out of the chicken shit. But she really does put everything she has into every wacky thing they give her. I never thought that this Southern Belle nasty, kind of thinly veiled Trump MAGA lady was a great gimmick. It's just too divisive, and in theory, if we were running around the country every night, she'd get a completely different reaction. And why put us through this? I think as a Marine and already a mom and a legit badass, there's just more you can do with her. Doesn't mean I think she should be a good guy, female G.I. Joe, Sergeant Slaughter type of character necessarily. They haven't done that. They haven't had a legit an army. You really don't. Army gimmicks, the same thing with foreign enemy gimmicks, kind of have to, even though they'll dig them out here and there. I don't know. That might, times are only going to get more sensitive. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm saying it just is. So is that really the way to go? I think there's more to it. I mean, she's a hell of an athlete. She's tough. We've seen her actually get beat up pretty good and have women land on her in all sorts of awkward ways. I mean, Lacey is not she's not a Barbie doll. She ain't fragile. She ain't fragile. Okay, she ain't made of porcelain. Okay, that's a Marine. She's tough as hell. I just think there's more, and but I don't know. I don't know all the answers. So sometimes I give Lacey a pass and she's doing everything she can to throw out to knock the nonsense out of the park as she possibly can. If she is really pregnant, well, clearly we're not going to see her for a little bit. There's no comeuppance. She's not going to. We'll teach her a lesson to get pregnant by Ric Flair. Charlotte's gonna hit her finish on her. Fucking no, we're not. Even if it is like a hold, like a figure four, it doesn't matter. It's the principle of the thing, and no one's gonna, a USA isn't gonna like that. The network, not the country. The country doesn't care. The country is full of fucking animals. If she's not pregnant, and I just misread or misunderstood what the tweets were, well, what the hell do I know? Then they're doing another pregnancy angle, and those have never ended well. For decency's sake, I hope she's really pregnant, because that means they didn't try to throw this at us. Nothing you can do. It's a total eclipse of the heart. The one thing you don't do, you don't take a bump in them. I'm not going to do it. That was a lazy segue, and I'm not going to do it. But I am going to take us home with an outro. It's the hardest part of the ring. It's the hardest part of the ring. Sometimes you go over the top rope and you bang your head on the ring apron. And that's when you feel like a big dope. They're the worst bumps you should be taking. It's the hardest part of the ring. It's the hardest part of the ring. Just the claps. It's the hardest part of the ring. It's the hardest part of the ring. Ba-da-ba-da. Ba-da-ba-da.